What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers had, a much easier stretch, handled business, got it done against the Portland Trail Blazers after just completely botching the Hornets game. The Utah game, I was fine. Utah game, I, can justify, right? You're just about to go into an extended break. You're thinking about that and what you're going to do rather than showing up and playing basketball. The Hornets game, however, I think is inexcusable. You cannot lose that game. It's just a game you can't afford it, right? Especially in the Western Conference. But they right the ship against Portland, although I don't think that they were very good, right? It was LeBron James masterclass and then Austin Reeves really being that bucket getter for them. And then Dorian Finney-Smith was excellent in that game as well. I felt most of the game really felt like a 3-on-12 game. But doesn't matter. None of these other games, these last few games, have really mattered. The Denver game matters. This game is very important. I think there's an argument to be made for the biggest game of the season thus far, just given how the Lakers have just been owned, right? Being honest, right? Have just been absolutely dominated, owned by Denver, right? Like, we just cannot beat Denver to save our lives. Literally the last 3 years now, right? We can't beat them. And it's the same story, same script every time. We have like a double-digit lead. They seem to like just take their foot off the gas, and then it's like, all right, well, that was cute. Now let's, squish the bug. And they just run through us every time. If Luka can be Luka, I actually have a lot of confidence in us winning this game. Obviously, Luka has not looked like Luka since he came back offensively. He's been good everywhere else. But offensively, obviously, he's been getting to his spots, right? And this is why I think a lot of the people that are overreacting to the offensive issue, his issue isn't getting his shot off or getting to his spots, right? That's when you want to have concern, because it's like, man, he can't beat guys off the dribble anymore. He can't create that dribble penetration. He can't, do all these things, right? He's been fine in all those areas. He just hasn't been able to find the bottom of the net, right? LeBron James, I think, is going to be the best version of LeBron we see. I wouldn't be surprised if he drops another 40-piece. If Luka is cooking, I think he'll let Luka cook, right? Or if Reeves is cooking, I think he'll let them cook. Because, I think, especially Luka, I think LeBron knows, like, hey, we really need Luka. We really need to get Luka going, right? We need to get his confidence up, his swagger back, right? We need him kind of in a rhythm and a flow here. If Luka's cooking, I think LeBron will just let Luka cook. He'll still go get his 20 or whatever. But don't be surprised if LeBron really sets the tone early. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's another 40-piece, or if it's one of those things where he has like 15 or 20 by halftime, right? Like, I think LeBron knows how important and serious this game needs to be taken. I think he knows that, like, hey, we can't afford to lose this game, right? Like, I don't think the loss or the win should be overblown either way, right? Like, don't get me wrong, if the Lakers win, I'm going to talk a lot of mess, just letting you guys know now, right? If they lose, I'm going to justify it, just let you know now. But I think letting cooler heads prevail, this game is set up perfectly for the Lakers to lose by like 40, right? I just want it to be competitive. As long as the Lakers don't get blown out, I'll be happy, right? Because, you have your Denver on a 9-game win streak. Lakers have zero defender or any type of deterrent for Jokic, right? Interior presence, anything like that. They're in Denver, right? Like, so you have the win streak. You have them being at home. They're playing the Lakers, who they love to play. They love to show up. We have no interior presence. We've been a lot more sloppy recently on both sides of the basketball. The offense has been terrible for us. Luka has not been Luka offensively. It's just like everything that could be a disaster going into this game is all set up to be a disaster going into this game, right? But that's why I think if the Lakers lose, I think it'll be justified by most, right? If the Lakers win, though, I think it'll be overblown. Particularly if Luka balls out, right? Because everyone will be like, oh, this is why the Lakers got Luka instead of Anthony Davis and all that stuff. But look, if we're being honest, right, like, this might be the best time for Luka to really come back, right? Like, be Luka, right? He loves playing Denver, and he loves playing his buddy Jokic. Like, Jokic is his best friend, right? Like, so they love to play each other. So I do think and could see Luka really balling out. As far as like we need Reeves. Reeves has got to. This has got to be one of those consistent games. It can't be one of those inconsistent games. We need Reeves to figure it out and continue to be aggressive. He's got to hold his own on the defensive side of things. I also think, I think having Jared Vanderbilt back is going to help a ton. I think Dorian Finney-Smith, because remember, this will be the first time since Dorian Finney-Smith, so I think he's going to help a ton, right? I do think that there are some pros and some benefits. You have to contain everyone else, right? Like, Lakers' problem has never really been Jokic, right? Like, it's everyone else. Jamal Murray plays like he's prime Michael Jordan every time he plays the Lakers, right? Like, you look at Michael Porter Jr., prime Clay every time he plays the Lakers. Right? Aaron Gordon, like, all these guys just love to play the Lakers. If you can contain everyone else, the Lakers will be fine. It's just, can the Lakers contain everyone else? That's where the question mark is. If the Lakers can contain everyone else, then the Lakers will be in good shape, right? But that can also be easier said than done for this team at times. The reason I think that the Lakers have a genuine chance of winning this game is, one, because of Luka, right? Like I mentioned earlier, if Luka was ever going to come back offensively, it's going to be against Denver, right? He's in Denver, playing his buddy. I'm sure he understands the significance. I'm sure he is aware, just as everybody is, of the Lakers' recent play against Denver and how they just can't beat Denver to save their lives, right? So I do think if he was ever going to ball out, this would be it. Also, Lakers love to play to their competition, and I've talked about this. Why I said that I think that they'll beat Boston. It's why I said I think that they'll beat the Knicks. Even when the consensus was that they were going to get blown out, I was here talking about how don't be surprised if they win, right? I would bet on it, right? Like, even Denver, I wouldn't bet on it. Save your money, but I wouldn't be shocked. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Lakers end up handling business and beating Denver. Like, genuinely, I don't. Right? Because they do love to play play to their competition. Whenever they're playing a bad team, it's always close. They always do their darndest to try to blow that game, right? But every time, again, they play Boston, they show up, they lock in, they're focused. If there was ever a game to buy in, lock down, and be focused, it's Denver, right? Like, the team that has owned us for the last 3 years, right? Like, Lakers got to buckle down. Now, the counter argument to the Lakers playing to their competition, with Denver at least, is Denver has been the one outlier to that, right? Denver's been the one team, for whatever reason, we just cannot beat, even when we play well, right? We've had games where we've played really good and have looked really good, and the Lakers just fall apart, right? Like, it's just, so that's something too, right? We need the Lakers to be kind of the best version of themselves, but we also need to have the confidence, like, see them and see them have the confidence to really kind of go out there and again, I don't expect them to blow Denver out or anything like that, but at least keep it close, right? Like, if it's a tight game and let's say, like, Luka has his struggles and it's a tight game, it's like, okay, if we get full-fledged, like, I guess, like, have the built-in excuse, I guess, right, would be the argument. But look, I think Luka's going to have a good game. I really do. There's been all the noise. He's coming off of just about as bad of an offensive shooting night as he could be. I thought he was fine offensively. He just couldn't find the bucket. And when I say he was fine offensively, I don't mean scoring the basketball, because obviously that was the thing. I'm talking about getting to his spots, right? Getting his shot off, creating dribble penetration, creating for others, right? Like, again, there's multiple faucets to offensive generation, right, and creation. So I think he'll be fine. I think he's going to have a good game. I think this will be his first good game. I'm not necessarily saying he's going to go off for a 40-piece, but I do think that this will be one of the games where it's like, okay, like, He was good, right? And if he's good, if he drops a 30 piece, or let's say he drops 25 on like, a usual Luka night, like averages and stuff, I think and the Lakers win, I think it'll be overblown. If Luka drops like 20 on some like bad efficiency, or like 14, I think that it'll be justified, if that makes sense. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? I agree with my points, disagree with my points, kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it either way, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot, so we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.